What's up YouTube, it's Leo, Coach White Belt, and today I'm going to be talking about the Venom Challenger MMA gloves. So, here's what they look like unopened. And these are the hand wraps, the 2.5 meter wraps. I chose these because they're short, so I won't have too much wrap under the glove. And I tried these on without the wrap, and they felt okay, medium size. These are medium. I'm 150 pounds just about, 5'7", 5'8". I measure about 3 inches and a quarter across and around exactly 8 inches. And I know the tape measure is not the best, but it's a pretty good gauge. So these mediums fit me pretty much perfectly. I have no complaints about it at all. These are easy to slip into, even with the hand wraps on. You see that there's a small inner strap around the wrist. So slip the thumb in, put this on. This is pretty good elasticity of this strap. And then the primary wrist strap goes around pretty well. It feels very secure. Feels very supportive. It feels like it's in the right spot. It's just under my hand so that it doesn't hinder the actual movement of my hand. And all of the fingers feel pretty good. They don't feel too restrictive. This is the rested position and it feels very comfortable. Closing my fist doesn't feel very difficult, and even extending my hand doesn't feel very difficult. And the only spot that does feel a little restrictive is the thumb, to get that last little bit. And so one thing I can do is just slip this off and I guess leave this flapping around. Hopefully it won't become too much of an issue. And it really doesn't feel like it should be an issue anyway, but if it does if it begins to bother me, you know, I'll just slip it off. The only spot that feels a little bit tight is right here at the index finger knuckle. And I imagine once I break them in, that will also go away. And I checked out all the stitching on both of the gloves, and I don't see any loose spots except for this one right here. There's a little loop. It's not an end, it's a loop. And other than that, it all feels very good. Feels very comfortable. It feels very supportive. And the synthetic leather, fake leather, right? Feels a lot like a high quality wrestling mat, like a Dollarmer mat. And by comparison, here's my son's Everlast Prospect glove. This is the one that comes in the pack with the headgear and the mitts. And so you can see that this one slips while this one does not. And this is very tightly packed. And this is a 4-ounce glove. It's advertised as a 4-ounce glove. Of course, it weighs more than that with the wrapping and the strap and the stitching and stuff. But they still feel very light. So very easy to get on and get off. And I want to say these were $34 on Amazon, which is one of the cheapest options for a product from a well-known brand. Obviously there are some more expensive options from some of the higher tier companies, and there are some cheaper options from the less known companies, but I've had plenty of Venom products and I've been satisfied with them so far. I have some gear for myself and for my son, and he hasn't complained about them either. So I decided to go with these specifically. And these were, I believe, the cheapest option. The black and white were $34, and then the other ones were a little more expensive. I think the black on black was, I want to say it was $48. And we pay tax here in California. So all of this fits very well, feels very well padded. Comfortable here. This is a bit softer than this. The knuckle area is padded a little bit stiffer than this. This is nice and soft. And this hand wrap itself is very flexible. You see that? It's got quite a lot of flex in it, so I can pull it pretty tight without it feeling overly tight once I strap it on. Because if you ever use the Everlast cotton wraps, I feel, at least in my experience, it feels like you either have them on a little bit loose or you make them tight and then they feel restrictive. In the sense that they almost cut circulation once they get to the point that they actually feel tight enough. This, I feel like I can tighten it up pretty well, and it doesn't feel that way. I imagine this is not 100% cotton. It's likely a blend of cotton and synthetic, like spandex or rayon or something. But so far, I'm pretty satisfied with these. I am planning to do some sparring with them at the gym, Peterson Grapplers. We just started doing an MMA class again, so I'll be jumping into that some more. And I figured I'd have some gloves so that I can actually spar. I practice primarily Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, no-gi. I'm a blue belt, and I practice wrestling and judo as well. I'm also a Shotokan practitioner. And so I feel I'm more or less ready to get into some sparring and see just how different it is and try to become comfortable with it. So the reason you see a second pack here and the wraps for it is I actually got these for my brother. So my brother has come into the gym just a couple times with me, and I've been trying to push him to come in some more, and he said that he would work with me, help me do some sparring to since he's available to me more often than a lot of my training partners. So I figured I'd get him some gloves and some wraps so that he's ready to go. I also ordered some Venom contact shin guards. Those are the sock type that you slip on, not the Velcro strap type. And they're cloth exterior instead of the synthetic leather or real leather. And of course, I ordered a cup, and I've got a mouth guard, so I should be ready to go. And hopefully we'll be getting some sparring, and then I'll be able to give you an idea of how these held up in actual sparring after I, give a few good punches with them, heavy punches to the body, and light contact to the head. No concussions, right? We don't want to injure our training partners, and we don't want to get injured either. So if I did only punches to the head, well, I wouldn't really use them up very heavily, and I wouldn't really get to see any wear. I'll also be hitting the bag with them just a little bit. I don't want to wear them out. Obviously, these are not intended as bag gloves, and they're not intended as boxing gloves. So I imagine if I use them regularly on a bag, I'm going to beat them up. But I just want to give them a little bit of heavy use there to see if I start to see any tearing, any premature tearing. And those of you who have used these and maybe switch to another affordable option that you liked more than these, then go ahead and let me know in the comments. And well, hope you liked the video, and I'll be updating as soon as I get some sparring in with these and let you know how they held up. Thanks for watching.